Welcome to Chemistry 120, Chemistry and Society. This course is a special section where we examine chemistry and society through the context of AMC's Breaking Bad. Right off the bat, those of you familiar with the TV show realize that I need to give you a little bit of a heads up. The TV show itself includes adult content. It includes cursing, it includes violence, it includes drug use, and implied sex. Primetime TV show sex, no, not HBO sex. This class will reference topics covered in the show. I plan to before the end of the semester. I mean, this is chemistry and society, right? And society has issues with drug use. It has issues with addiction. It has issues with pollution. It has issues with, well, I guess it doesn't have issues with, but people in society have sex. We will cover the chemistry of sex. We will cover the chemistry of addiction. We will cover the chemistry of illegal drugs. So we will be covering adult-oriented topics. To help provide these in terms of societal context, I plan to use AMC's Breaking Bad as a sort of course outline and discussion guide. Breaking Bad speaks to society in some ways, right? Or at least a certain segment of society. It won several Emmys. So to deny that it's part of society in some way, shape, or form isn't, you're out of, I don't want to say you're out of mainstream, but there's a certain segment of the population that speaks to, right? So it's a legitimate tool to use. That having being said, I understand there are some of you who don't want to watch a TV show that deals with these issues. I'm not going to force you to, right? If you're somebody who hates all those sorts of things, you will not be forced to watch the TV show. Now, I'm going to reserve class time for you to watch the TV show, and I'm going to recommend that you watch the TV show to help your enjoyment of the course, but I'm never going to ask you test questions over the TV show. The test questions will always be solely from my lectures. Not only that, but I am going to arrange my lectures in such a way that when I show a clip of the TV show as part of my lecture that may contain offensive material, I will segment out that offensive material so that you can skip it, listen to my lecture, skip the clip, and then listen to the other part of the lecture. So while you may be inadvertently exposed to those clips, if you want to ignore all the ugly stuff, you're more than welcome to do so. And I will have the course arranged so that you can do so, hopefully. But you need to be forewarned, I may mess up, right? And if you may mess up and it's really going to freak you out, cause you really deep emotional issues, or cause you to be deeply offended in any way, you need to go talk to your advisor today and see if you can't find another course to take, or withdraw from where you can still get a full refund. That having been said, if you're somebody who is who wants to avoid the material, I'm going to do my best to work with you. Just so you know something about me personally, not only do I not use drugs, I don't even drink, right? So I have a very high bar, actually. I mean, I have a very, my own I get easily offended myself, yes? So I am very sensitive to other people who are. So I'm definitely going to work with you. But you need to be warned that I am going to spend a day here talking about the chemical reactions that occur when people have sex. I'm going to spend a day talking about the biochemistry of addiction. I've already got a couple American Chemical Society videos picked out on the chemistry of marijuana addiction. And right there, I am telling you my viewpoint, right? I view it as an addictive substance. Let me also now jump to the other extreme. If you're somebody who views drug use as appropriate. I hope to A, dissuade you of that during this class, and second of all, I will in no way encourage it during this class. Matter of fact, I hope to discourage it during this class. I am not going to show you how to make amphetamine in this course. Matter of fact, I will not give you any clues as to how to make amphetamines. I found a wonderful lecture on AMC, the chemistry of AMC's Breaking Bad by a British college professor, but he almost told you how to make this stuff during the lecture, so I chose not to use that clip as one of my references, right? So in no way will I show you how to use amphetamines. And let me be very clear and unequivocal in the fact that drug use ruins lives. Matter of fact, if you watch the show Breaking Bad, and don't come away with that message, something is wrong with you, right? Drug use ruins lives. It ruins society. It ruins the lives of people, not only drug users, but the people that they love, and innocent bystanders, right? I'm getting close to a soapbox here in political views, but drugs are bad, right? However, the TV show provides us an interesting context in which to explore how chemistry interacts with society and the prevalence of chemistry in society. So just be warned that I'm going to cover some topics that are exciting and interesting, but maybe a little bit offensive for you. That having been said, I'm going to try to work with you. But if you view this class as potentially causing a problem for you, then you need to find another section. Forewarned is forearmed. In the syllabus quiz, you will be asked to acknowledge that you were given this warning. All right, moving on. The purpose of this class is it's for non-science majors. It explores the main concept and applications of chemistry in our society. In other words, this class is designed for people who will never, ever require chemistry knowledge in their careers. Not only that, it's not even a good prep course for people looking to take a harder chemistry class. This is a chemistry class where my goal is to do next to zero math. And you can't do any real chemistry without math. Matter of fact, if you're a chemistry major, you have to take 4 semesters of calculus. So chemistry itself is math intensive, and I plan to teach this entire course nearly math-free. So if you're taking this course with the idea that it's going to set you up to take general college chemistry or even introduction to general college chemistry, this course won't do that. You need to look into taking 140 or 130, or I forget the designated prep course. We have a designated chemistry prep course. This is a course whose major goal is to expose you to chemistry. This is a course to help you understand how science impacts society and its everyday life. This is a course where my goal is for you to A, look forward to coming to class every day, and to B, not stay up late at night worrying about the course. This is a course where when I teach it face-to-face, the amount of work you do outside of class is minimal. This is a class for non-majors, right? And in my mind, if a class isn't for majors, it shouldn't be a class out there that's going to ruin your life or dominate your life. For example, I tell my chemistry majors that they're going to have 3 to 4 hours of homework for every 1 hour they spend listening to me. Well, that means they're limited in time for other classes. In my mind, this is one of those classes that gives you so little homework that you have time for the rest of your classes that are in your majors. Meaning that when I teach this class face-to-face, nearly everything is done in class. This is an online class. So what that means is this is a 3-hour class that normally runs 15 weeks. It's 12 weeks here. But I'm supposed to provide 45 contact hours, meaning you're supposed to spend 45 hours with me. My goal in designing this class is that you spend 45 hours with me, period. In other words, you're not going to wind up spending, if you're in my majors class, I tell you that 45 hours represents 150. No. For this class, 45 hours means 45 hours. What that means is roughly you're going to be spending, since it's a 12-week course, you're going to be spending 3 to 4 hours with me every week. Some weeks, just because of the way the course flows, it may be closer to 5. Right? So I would sit down right now in your calendar, and I would bubble in when you're going to work on this class for 4 hours every week. Prerequisites. My plan is to teach this with as little math as possible. You do need to be aware of just mathematical logic. There is technically a requirement that you complete at least one developmental math course above pre-algebra with a grade or C or better, but I plan to minimize any math. For example, if you were taking general chemistry with me, we'd do unit conversions. We're not going to do unit conversions in here. I've got a course outline so far that gets me through at least the first 6 weeks of the class, but no math. Course competencies and outcomes. You should be able at the end of this class to explain the fundamentals of chemistry and its relationship to society. You should be able to evaluate chemical information. In other words, I'd like you to be able to read a news article when you're through with this class and know when somebody's blowing smoke. We may, matter of fact, even spend a couple days looking at that and helping to develop that skill. Relate chemical concepts to daily life. That's the big thrust for me in this course. Apply observation and experimentation to chemical phenomena, analyze and solve chemical problems. The big focus for me is going to be on this outcome and that outcome. Your general education concepts are going to be in these two. Demonstrate an understanding of methods of science inquiry, explain basic concepts and principles in more than one chemistry and societies. Help. Oh, you know what? I was so wrapped up with my morning, I skipped over some fundamentals here. First, this class is online, therefore there's no set meeting time. However, every Monday I'm going to post the week's assignments. So you need to log in at least on Monday mornings to see what you're going to be doing every week. I apologize to you. Most of the time when I have a online class, I have everything up, open, and ready to go the first week of the semester. This is my first time in 10 years where I've taught this online, and therefore I'm prepping it as we go. For example, this course opens Monday. I am giving this welcome lecture right now, trying to race through it so that I can get to service on time. So I'm prepping the course as we go, which actually may work to your advantage because it may mean some weeks you get off a little bit light. Office hours. I have a really heavy teaching schedule this semester. Do not expect to be able to contact me in face-to-face at any time. It's just really not realistic. I have office hours by appointment on these days. The real reliable way to get contact with me is the question and help message board. And I'll give you a separate set of instructions on that question and help message board here in a second. Office phone. I don't answer the phone. I'm never in my office because I have my teaching load. And then I hate phone communications. It's a personal quirk of mine. I like to be able to see people's faces. Also, when we're talking about chemical information, paper and pencil is usually required, so phone contact is worthless because I can't sketch a molecule or anything for you over the phone. So I really want you to use the question help message boards I've set up. I do check those once a day, Monday through Friday, and usually on weekends. I'll check them at least once. When you send me an email, make sure that you post a message on the question help message board. For whatever reason, about 10% of emails sent to me don't get to me. And if you post a message on the question help message board, I know to look for the email. Not only that, but if the email doesn't get to me, rather than you feeling ignored, I can leave a message for you saying, hey, I didn't get your email. Course requirements. Every Monday, a schedule of assignments will be posted on the announcement section of Blackboard. For example, if we go to Blackboard right now and look at your announcements, I've already posted your schedule for this week. And let's take a look at how I arrange the schedule. What you'll have is a date here called the assignment date. That's the date that I want you to sit down and do the assignment. What that assignment is is located here under assignment. Listen to the welcome lectures, read the syllabus, etc. Let's move on to Tuesday here. On Tuesday, you should be doing the homework assignment, Introduction to Mastering Chemistry. And then over here, I have what's known as the emergency date. This is the date where an assignment, this is the date after which an assignment can only be turned in for a point deduction. I accept late work, but any late work costs you a 2.5% penalty. Where did my syllabus go? I accept late work, but late work is penalized at 2.5% a day. Computer problems, Blackboard crashes, or mastering chemistry outages, or power failures are not excuses for failing to meet a deadline. I give you a week to do an assignment, right? If we go back to that announcement section in Blackboard, here we are. If we look at this announcement section in Blackboard, I'm telling you you should do the assignment Introduction to Mastering Chemistry on 9/13. It's not late until 9/20. So you've got a week to do the assignment. So if you wait to the last moment and there's a computer outage or the computer or the homework program goes out, that's on you for waiting to the last moment. Don't wait to the last moment. Always try to do the assignments on this date. That way, if you need my help with something, you have a whole week to ask me a question, me to get back to you. I also understand life happens. You'll discover right away because they drop in on the first lecture there. I've got kids, right? So I understand that they get sick at the absolute worst time, or they have meltdowns at the worst time. I used to live in rural Kentucky, so I understand that you can be driving home on the Western Kentucky Parkway, and you get a flat tire, and you're in a cell phone dead zone. So it's 45 minutes before somebody stops and helps you and you manage to get back on the road, and that blows your planned study time for the day. I understand life happens. That's why I give you a week to do the assignment, right? So if you're waiting to the last moment and treating these emergency late dates as the date that you should do the assignment, don't tell me your sob story. Don't tell me the fact that life happened to you. It happens to everybody. That's why I gave you the whole week, right? You don't need to bother emailing me. Just do the assignment. I take the late work. You don't need to give me the excuse. I take the late work. It just costs you 2.5% every day it's late. This isn't a hard course. The only way you can really fail is A, not doing the work, and then B, being really behind and turning in things so late that it kills your grade. Speaking of which, I tell you Introduction to Mastering Chemistry. Let's also look down here, for example, on the 19th, I tell you to do homework 1 in Mastering Chemistry. What's Mastering Chemistry? After all, you're doing an introduction to it and you're doing homework in it. It's your homework program. If you look over here in your Blackboard shell, you'll see a link that says Mastering Chemistry. The great news is you've already paid for this program, so there's no additional course fees coming at you. When you enrolled in this course, you'll see you were charged a $20 fee, a direct buy fee for the course. So all you have to do is come over here, click Mastering Chemistry. It sends you straight through, or it's supposed to send you straight through. Come on, why aren't you working for me? Ooh, paint drying. We're having fun now. They may be doing maintenance since it's, here we go. And it's supposed to send you straight through. It's Sunday morning, and I'll tell you right now, it often does maintenance on Sunday morning. This is your Mastering Chemistry course shell. And what you'll see is you'll see a calendar and a list of homework assignments. The calendar, unfortunately, lists your assignment by late date. What I would do is I'd come here instead and look at the list of assignments. And this list of assignments will show you the assignments that you have to do. For example, Introduction to Mastering Chemistry and Homework 1. And in a few seconds, your syllabus quiz will be appearing here in this list of assignments as well. All quizzes, all exams, all tests, all homework are done and turned in Mastering Chemistry. And not only that, you have an e-text. I'm not following this e-text in any way, shape, or form, but it is available to you if you want help with it. I will be referencing sections of it. So, for example, if you're not understanding me for something I said in a lecture, you can go to the sections in the book that correspond with the lecture and referencing it. You just click that e-text, and it pops up. Ta-da! While we're waiting for the e-text, why don't you write down Vince Gilligan, V-I-N-C-E, and then Gilligan, G-I-L-L-I-G-A-N. Everybody write down Vince Gilligan. I hope everybody wrote down Vince Gilligan. That also brings up a really groovy point. If you look at your assignment schedule here, you'll notice that it says, watch video lecture, what is chemistry? Take lecture quiz. What I do whenever I lecture, I hide words in them, like I just did, right? I just told you to write down Vince Gilligan. And what you'll do in Mastering Chemistry is you'll go to Mastering Chemistry and you'll take a lecture quiz. And that lecture quiz will most of the time have zero to do with chemistry. It'll simply be asking you to tell me what those words were that I hit in my lecture. This was my fun-filled way of giving you a way too scary insight into what happens to be going through my mind that day, but it's also my way of forcing you to listen to the lectures. And these the words I hide will have nothing to do with chemistry. I mean, I've used what I ate for lunch that day as words I've hit in my lectures. So you have to listen to the lectures, and that's how I force you to do it. E-text. That's where I was. I was showing you the e-text. The e-text, if you come over here, you'll see that you have a table of contents, and that lets you very quickly hop between different pages. So you can move around your book very, very quickly using these, and we will be hopping around this book. We're not going through it in order. The book has reading that covers all the topics I want to cover. However, we'll just be hopping all over the place on it. So there's your textbook, but I don't plan on you having to use it much. The big thing here is your homework program, and you can locate all your homework assignments, tests, quizzes, everything under assignments. Where was I? Let's go back to the syllabus. Woo! All right, back to the syllabus. How to take the course. You'll have that schedule of assignment posted every Monday. That schedule of assignment will provide you with, I say 3 to 4 to 5. It's more likely 3 to 5. As I said, it's got to be 45 hours total. You will have a week to complete most assignments. Assignments will be very inform type. They will include video lectures by me, lecture quizzes. I also probably will use a few guest lectures simply because the American Chemical Society has put together some really awesome videos on. I was watching one just to harp on it again. I found an American Chemical Society video on the chemistry of attraction. And that was really awesome and fun to watch. So I'll be sharing some links to some guest videos with you as well. You'll have a couple tests, but they're open note tests, and the homework will do it. We'll talk about tests more when we actually get closer to them. But you will have a few tests, but they'll be low pressure, and I'll promise you'll be well prepared for them when the time comes. Plus, they'll be open note, unproctored. Again, it's just to document you've learned something, not to kill your GPA. Also, before the end of the semester, I plan to have you do a project. I plan to run a virtual science fair for you, is the best way to describe it. I will require you to do basically a chemistry science fair project. We'll talk about that in November. Again, when I taught this face-to-face, This was how I concluded the last 2 weeks of the course, was by having this little science fair and the students working on it in class. I plan to do the same thing with you guys. Start saving about 20 bucks would be the most I imagine this science fair project costing you. My guess is it's going to be less than $10, but I know 20 bucks can be a lot of money to some people. Trust me, I was a student there once myself. So you might want to be again checking cushions for change and building up towards November a little $20 fund to spend on vinegar or baking soda or something like that. And we'll go into more detail on that project as November approaches. And I'll give you a couple weeks of class to work on it and turn it in. Also, just another heads up, I plan to have you turn it in by shooting a little video. So if you do not have a cell phone that has a video camera on it, you have a friend who does. I refuse to believe that if you don't have a cell phone with a video camera that you don't know at least one person who does. If that's the case, you better email me with a darn good explanation of why that's not the case, as in it better be because you work for the CIA and everybody else you know does. And actually I know that may be the case because some of you may be, I've had people deployed. I've had people in Afghanistan take my classes before. If that's the case, then you're going to have to document it. But be forewarned for that you may want to be again thinking, hey, towards November I need to have a buddy who has a cell phone video camera. A calculator will prove useful, but as again I said, I don't actually plan on anybody actually having to use a calculator. Access to Netflix so that you can watch episodes of Breaking Bad will make the course more enjoyable, but you don't actually need to purchase a Netflix subscription for the TV shows. I will not require you to watch the TV shows. You will not lose any points for not watching the TV shows. However, I will reserve class days for you to watch the TV show. For example, on the third day of class, I would plan for you to watch the TV show so that we can discuss the chemistry in it together. But if you don't watch the TV show, it's not going to kill your grade or in any way inhibit you from understanding the chemistry of the class. But if you're face-to-face, we'd probably be watching the episodes together. So that we could discuss the chemistry we saw in it. And I will be referencing it. And I will reference events in the TV show in the lecture. However, you will still be able to understand everything I'm saying if you haven't watched the TV show. Where was I? Get back on track, Kelly. Church is going to start in a few minutes. All right. Your textbook, we just went over and showed you where the textbook was in the chemistry homework program. Grading scale, the best I can tell you right now is 100 to 90 is an A, 88 to 89 is a B, 70 to 79 is a C, etc. I hope, or my intention is, the only way you can wind up with something other than an A or a B in this course is, by design, is if you are a slacker. That's the only way to put it. If you don't do the work, then you'll wind up with the bad grade. But if you do the work, you ask questions, you pay attention to the lectures, you will get a good grade in here if you do the work. Even things you get wrong, I plan to offer bonus assignments and bonus credits. I already have some really fun bonus assignments, bonus points assignments planned in mind. I really plan as another course goal in terms of that $20 to get you active in addition to your projects, because I don't want to put a financial burden on people. For example, sometime next week you guys are going to be building gumdrop models, using gumdrops and toothpicks to make new models. Because that involves you buying gumdrops and toothpicks, which is an expense, I'll make that a bonus points assignment, right? So you're going to have bonus points opportunities to help pull up your grade, but if you don't want to spend the money, you won't have to. But again, I don't plan to make this an expensive course. I should hopefully keep that total supply bill under 20 bucks. Also, I have the homework set up for you to succeed. On non-multiple choice questions, on multiple choice questions, you lose the points the first time you get it wrong. But on non-multiple choice questions, I give you 6 attempts before it kills your grade on the question. Every wrong answer will take 3% off. But what that means is 3 times 5. You can get it wrong 5 times before you lose all the points for the question. So you can get an 85 on a question, or you can get 85% on a homework question and have answered it wrong 5 times, right? And hopefully after you've answered it wrong 3 times or 4 times, you're asking me for help on it, right? And I am there to help you with that question help message board in terms of things being right or wrong. So I have the homework in particular set up for you to get a good grade on. If we were in class, if you were doing this class with me face-to-face, there wouldn't be even the electronic homework. Everything would be face-to-face with worksheets in terms of the homework. So I plan for this. I'm wanting to help you with the homework is what I'm saying. Don't be scared to ask me questions. Now, I'm not going to do the homework for you, right? Get that idea out of your head. But I'm going to answer any and all questions that you have over that homework. I really have this class set up for you guys to get a good grade if you do the work, right? If you don't do the work, if you aren't willing to play ball with me, get into the spirit of fun. Matter of fact, if you say you hate this course, it's chemistry, I hate this course, I don't want to take it, it's the only one open, I'm not going to have any sympathy for you, and I'm not going to be sympathetic. Ooh, church starts in 5 minutes, I need to get going. I'll pick this up in the part 2 of the welcome lecture here in a second. Actually, let me just race through here. I've gone through late work makeup, 2.5% a day. I have it set to go negative. If you totally skip an assignment, after 20 days, you can actually get negative points from that assignment. Reset. It's very rare that computer crashes. If you tell me that you couldn't turn a test in or something because your computer crashed and you need me to reset the assignment, I'll do that 3 times before I take off a penalty point. Also, I have to turn in grades for the class at some point. You have to turn in all work. I'm inconsistent here. Let's make that the 7th. You have to turn in everything by December 7th. After that point, I won't take any work, no matter what the excuse. It can be the best excuse in the entire universe, and I will be the biggest jerk about it. Why? Because the computer program won't let me turn in grades for some people and not some other people. I have to turn in grades for the entire class. It's the way the grading computer is set up. I also have to have time to calculate those grades. Therefore, the 7th of December is the last point at which I have enough time to calculate the grades and get the grades in. So it doesn't matter if you were hospitalized and couldn't turn in work. I have to turn in work by December 7th. Also, if for some reason you need to withdraw from the course, you need to contact me by November 29th. No excuses. So you need to do that. The reason for that isn't that I'm unwilling to let you withdraw. It's just that every campus has their own weird procedure for withdrawing now. Even my college now requires you to watch a video and take a quiz and all this other stuff to withdraw. Some colleges, I won't single one out, but one is particularly hideous. I mean, they basically require human sacrifices under a pale moon light with a chorus of mermaids singing in the background in order for you to withdraw. So in order for all the paperwork and procedures and all the different dates throughout the system to be accommodated, you have to contact me by November 29th. I don't grant course extensions. Sorry, I will never, ever give you an I grade. If for some bizarre reason you meet one of these 3 criteria, I will give you an E in the course and then file a change of grade form. Here's a bunch of information that's useful to you. Follow the link. on course policies and procedures. Also, if for some reason that you think I am terrible, evil, bad, incompetent, here's the person you complain to. Don't contact with him this is the complaint hotline only, right? Don't ask him about, hey, the computer program's not working, or would you explain chemistry to him? This is my boss, right? He's a computer programmer, right? So he doesn't know chemistry. This is just the guy that if you think that I'm evil, mean, unreasonable, or unfair, this is the complaint guy, right? If you have any questions or I skipped anything, by all means contact me. Just make sure you use that question help message board. While you're at it, why don't you write down Saul Goodman. Write down Saul Goodman, S-A-U-L, Goodman, G-O-O-D-M-N-A. And I look forward to getting to know you guys and to having a lot of fun. This course I am designing so that it is fun for you. All right, that's it. Peace out. Live long and prosper.